Welcome back. Just when the Warriors season was looking so good, the club has been rocked by a major scandal. Winger Michael Crockett is at the centre of a police investigation in Sydney following a complaint by a woman over sexual misconduct in the early hours of Monday morning.
In the dock again.
Michael Crockett did not miss him. Off with your head, that's what he said.
Michael Crockett's been sidelined for a second time this season after an allegation of sexual assault.
Michael has told us he's defending all of the allegations and he's done nothing wrong.
Crockett away, here comes the chase.
Sydney-born Crockett played in the Warriors' thrilling 31-all draw against the Roosters on Sunday. It's understood the 24-year-old and some other Warriors then attended birthday celebrations for a Roosters player. The allegation has then materialised, the club standing by their man.
We've got to put it in perspective too. There's no charges have been laid. It's only an allegation, and so we're at that early stage, really.
In Sydney, the NRL was celebrating the game's centenary at a plush luncheon. CEO David Gallop unimpressed the allegation cast a cloud over the occasion.
Well, it's a very serious allegation. Today's a different issue. A great opportunity for the game to celebrate 100 years. And that's what we're focusing on at the moment. It
comes as the Warriors chase a top 4 spot, needing a win this weekend against the Titans to stay on track. But it's a game Crockett won't now be playing.
It's getting dealt with, and all we can do is get ourselves totally prepared for the game, and that's the most important thing at the moment for us.
And we can't control that situation. We can only control what we do on the weekend. So that's the focus that we've been speaking about, is what we can do on the weekend.
Injured fullback Wade McKinnon's ankle is expected to recover for Saturday night's match, but wouldn't the club spring a surprise if this fellow turned out? Jenny May Coffin, One News.
Yes, indeed. With all the talk of dwindling crowds at rugby matches, how about this for a match-up to whet the appetite? The All Blacks head-to-head with the Police. Well, today it happened, a concept designed to prepare the ABs for the World Cup.
You're nicked, Sonny. Jerry Collins nabbed by the law. Police side fronting his human tackle bags, but plenty in it for the All Blacks.
A bit of contact, a lot of communication. The police guys were great. You know, they put their bodies on the line for the All Blacks, and they were superb, and they really enjoyed it. I don't know why, but they did.
The Ball spent most of the 60-minute game tied up in the forwards.
Oh, you just can't keep going on and train the house down. That's got to go somewhere. So today for me was good in that regard.
The 3A camp was more about lifting again after the Tri-Nations, setting a positive cup mood, then airing the lungs. Stablery happy to assist.
Guys, it's only a couple of days ago I was collecting All Blacks Weet-Bix cards for my kids. Now I'm out here playing against these guys.
Here they could, smack a copper, go for it.
A few players missed out on that chance. In fact, the All Blacks today needed locking back up.
Chris Jack's gone to Tasman to play for Friday night. Reuben Thorne and Ali and Robbo all got niggles, so we didn't play them.
The All Blacks are confident all 29 will be available to train fully again in 2 weeks. Initially, today's sit-out was going to be an inter-squad game, but clearly management wanted something with more of an edge. In Auckland in 2 weeks, a Barbarians team is being lined up to play the All Blacks, which could include provincial players. Don't be too concerned if a boy in blue near you is limping tomorrow. Andrew Saville, One News.
Too easy. And Greg Somerville has spoken for the first time since suffering that nasty eye injury 2 weeks ago. The prop was venturing out for the first time since the operation.
I was just lying on the couch at home for about 5 or 6 days, so I wasn't allowed to do anything, just to make sure the gas they put in my eye was sort of pressing in the right place to heal the parts that it should. And
already he can see improvements.
No pain anymore. It's definitely better today than it was sort of 2 days ago, so it's getting better. It just gets a bit, the sun gets it a wee bit.
He's due another check-up before next Monday, the day before the World Cup squad cut-off. Now then, the NZRU judiciary is still deliberating over the fate of Hawke's Bay prop Clint Newland. He was cited after this king hit on Wellington's Nemia Tialata. The hearing started at 4 o'clock, and a short time ago, Newland left with his legal team still inside.
And Clint deeply regrets the incident, and we'll be waiting the judicial decision, which we expect tomorrow.
Newland is likely to cop a lengthy suspension. On the surface, it may look like any other provincial rugby match, Wellington v Manawatu this weekend. But this one is special, the final farewell for Tana Umaga. His last match in Wellington colours before he jets off to his new life and new job as a coach in France.
It's been a season of goodbyes for Tana Umaga. First to Super Rugby, and now after 13.5 seasons, it's farewell to Wellington. His 100th game for the province will be his last.
Brilliant play by Tana Umaga.
You know, I started with Wellington and I wanted to finish with Wellington. Yeah, so that's the idea at the moment, and that's what I'm hopefully standing firm with.
The former junior Kiwi debuted for the capital in 1994 as a wing. His ability was plain to see.
He's always aware of the moment, so you'll see Tana putting himself in positions where the average player does not, because he's reading what's going on, he's feeling it, he's living the moment.
In 74 tests, Umaga captained the All Blacks 21 times.
Probably one of the great leaders that I've played under, and as a person, you know, he's a really good mate of ours.
A guy that I, definitely put right up there, because he's the guy that's really helped me with my game, not only on the field but off.
He leaves a hometown hero.
He's so humble and he's a family man. I think that's why Wellingtonians love him so much.
As a nation and as friends and as players, I think we've all enjoyed his development as a person, as a character, as a rugby player.
Next week he heads to France to coach the Toulon club.
I've used my body for a long time now, and now I'd like to use the things that I've learned instead of my body and give that a bit of a rest.
But before he can do that, he has to do it one more time at 2:35 on Saturday.
But as we go through the week and get closer, I'm sure the emotions will start to pick up, and the enormity of what's happening will get to me.
A man who'll be missed. Blair Norton, One News.
No doubt, good luck to you, Tana. All right, another familiar face has also called it quits on his own glittering career. It was once said that the Coast to Coast without Steve Gurney was like Baywatch without Pamela Anderson. But today, the 9-time champ confirmed he's had enough of a troublesome ankle injury, forcing him to retire.
To do the amount of running training to be competitive, my ankle won't cope with it.
Although the adventure junkie admits retirement isn't all that bad.
Well, I'm really enjoying being normal instead of trying to prove I'm better. And it's quite a tricky thing to do, to understand what it is to be human.
The 43-year-old says the highlight was winning a gruelling length of New Zealand race back in 1990. Well then, for the first time in 3 years, Tiger Woods will head into this weekend's US PGA facing the prospect of a major in a year without winning a major. But the bookies say don't bet against him, and the man himself reckons his form is good enough to capture his 13th major title.
If he's feeling the Oklahoma heat, he's not letting on.
As far as the heat, it's not that bad. Just sweating a little bit.
But the pressure is firmly on Tiger Woods. As usual, he leads the PGA Tour money list, yet for 2007, his standards have been poor. If he fails to defend his US PGA title, it'll be just the 4th year since he turned professional in which he's failed to bag a major.
I've been in this position before where I haven't won one and was able to get the last one, so hopefully it'll happen this year.
And the rest of the field are wary of the wounded Woods.
In majors, you expect him to be there, and clearly he will be at some point.
Woods has still won 4 times on the tour this year. Ominously, his most recent success at the weekend by an intimidating 8 shots. Dominating.
Last time I wasn't hitting the ball well coming into the event, and it showed. You don't hit the ball well going to a US Open, you're going to get exposed. And I certainly did. But this week I'm hitting the ball a little bit better than I did then, so hopefully it'll continue on.
And after finishing runner-up twice this year in the majors, there's a feeling he's due. Craig Stanaway, One News.
As we've seen over the past couple of days, Beijing is selling itself to the world a year out from the Olympics. And while the facilities are top-notch, the Kiwi team are preparing themselves for a tough time in the big smog.
Next year's Olympics should come with a health warning for athletes.
When you arrive in China, it's very difficult to stay healthy, and generally your fitness just deteriorates the longer you're there.
They're concerns that go right to the top.
There can be no denying that air quality, especially for sporting competition, is a challenge for our hosts and our athletes.
New Zealand Olympic officials are experiencing it firsthand at the moment.
Clearly you've got to be concerned about it. We'll plan for the worst, but have some expectations, I think reasonable expectations,
that it won't be as bad as the normal conditions are here.
But the haze over Beijing is only one problem. A record number of drug cheats expected.
Doping controls will be significantly increased for the Beijing Games. In total, 4,500 tests will be conducted, and that is a 90% increase since the Sydney Games.
So, a tough year ahead for officials if a clean Games is to be delivered. Michael Parkin, One News.
And after weeks of hype and debate, Barry Bonds has finally done it, smashed one of the great baseball records, Hank Aaron's 755 home runs.
Bonds hits it high, hits it deep, it is out of here! 756! Bonds stands alone. He is on top of the all-time home run list. What a special moment for Barry Bonds.
If that was dramatic, what followed was absolute mayhem. Check out the fight for the all-in, the historic ball. While Bonds acknowledged the loyal fan base that stood by him despite the constant drug allegations, the bloke that snared the ball had a police escort out of the stadium. That is remarkable.
What do you reckon, though? Steroids or not?
I'm not going to go there. Hello. They reckon that ball, though, will go for $1 million plus. There you go. For one ball, $1 million. Instant millionaire. Thank you very much.
How can you prove it's true? Thank you very much, Tony. That's sports.
Oh, thank you, Simon.
Business news now. The share market's taken another small blow in the midst of a roller coaster week. Have a look at this. The top 50 index closing down 19 points. There comes the roller coaster on turnover of $125 million. Fletcher Building's full-year result was in line with expectations, but after years of over-delivering, its stock fell 42 cents. Hallenstein's Glasson climbed 16 after improved recent trading, despite warning that profits are likely to reduce. Political effects shaved another 9 cents off Auckland Airport, while Telecom and Air New Zealand were also caught in the overall market decline. And after Australia's Reserve Bank this morning raised interest rates there to 6.5%, our dollar's fallen slightly. Been all over the place against the greenback this afternoon, now sitting just above 76 cents, but below the 89-cent mark against the Aussie.
Well, Mark's here soon, and it's all about getting on with your life tonight, Mark.
That's right, Wendy. But how do you do that when you're convinced the drugs you're prescribed have destroyed you? How do you move on when you've collected $500,000 from ACC and haven't worked for 24 years? And how on earth does an extreme athlete move on? A very moving show tonight.
Looking forward to it. Thank you, Mark. Just ahead, though, Brendan says we're about to be struck by those pesky Westerlies again.
And how a huge herd ganged up on a lion to protect one of their own.